What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I would like to welcome you all to another edition of Wayne's Perspective, where we operate in discipline, decency, integrity, and respect. And I'm coming through with another video just for you. As usual, before I get started, I hope everyone is doing okay out there, taking every day one day at a time, living life the best way you know how. As for me, y'all know how I do. I'm also taking every day one day at a time and living life the best way I know how as well. So with all that being said, we're going to go ahead and get started with today's video. The John Cena journey continues with part 2 as Cena took on Kurt Angle at No Mercy 2003, which took place on October 19th, 2003 at the First Marina Arena in Baltimore, Maryland. About the build up, we go back to the September 18th, 2003 episode of SmackDown, where the main event was a 60-minute Iron Man match for the WWE title, with Angle defending the title against Brock Lesnar. This was also the first, and I believe the only to date, Iron Man match to take place on network TV. Lesnar regained the title in an excellent match, which may be their best. The next week on the September 23rd episode of SmackDown, Angle came out and demanded a rematch, but Cena came out instead and attacked Angle. The themes here were Cena claimed Angle was jealous of him and, quote unquote, it was time for John Cena to step up and break through. I remember that. The October 2nd episode of SmackDown had a tag team match with Lesnar and Cena teaming up against Angle and The Undertaker, which could have been a SmackDown pay-per-view main event too. Cena blasted Angle with his chain, which led to a victory for him and Lesnar. The October 9th episode of SmackDown saw a rap battle between Cena and Angle, which I remember Angle dancing in a hilarious fashion, and of course, it ended in a brawl. I also remember a segment on SmackDown, and this may have been the October 16th episode, where Angle came out dressed as a Cena ripoff, or as Michael Cole called him, a thug, quote unquote. From there, a midget came out dressed as Angle and proceeded to make, quote unquote, Cena tap out. Then the real Cena came out and they had another face-to-face to end the segment. And all of this build-up brings us to the match with play-by-play courtesy of Scott Keith's No Mercy 2003 rant, and the link to that will be in the description box. Hard to believe, but Cena was the heel and Angle was the face here. That dynamic seems so bizarre considering how easily they fit into the opposite roles. That is a good point right there. I agree. They fight over a lockup to start, and Angle takes him down with the headlock, as Cole notes that, quote unquote, Cena cannot get into a wrestling match with Kurt Angle. Angle takes him down with an arm drag, but Cena grabs a headlock and overpowers Angle, but Kurt comes right back with a series of arm drags. Angle gives some disrespect to Cena and fires away with punches, then gets a back elbow for 2. He slugs away in the corner, and Cena catches him with a clothesline for 2. Angle backdrops him for 2 and slugs him down again as the crowd seems torn on who to cheer for. This was an interesting point in the match, and y'all can let me know in the comments if I'm incorrect or correct on this, but this match may have been one of the first to have those dueling chants, let's go Cena, let's go Angle. If there was any match on pay-per-view preceding this, specifically in 2003, that had these dual chants, let me know in the comments. But for the most part, I think this is where that trend started. And today in present day 2025, we still see that same thing. Continuing on, Angle spears him with the shoulder block in the corner and starts chopping, but misses a charge and hits the post, ending up on the floor. Cena sends him back in for a clothesline and a corner clothesline into a neck breaker for 2. He stomps away and elbows him down for 2 into a double chicken wing on the mat as Angle's mouth starts to bleed, but Angle counters out before running into a knee. Backdrop suplex gets 2 into the face lock, but Angle fights out and slugs away. He walks into a spine buster, however, that gets 2 for Cena. Cena goes up but gets caught with the pop-up superplex, which Cena blocks. He tries a high cross, but Angle drop kicks the knee on the way down in a good sequence. Angle fires away and gets a flying forearm and clotheslines to make a comeback. Leg sweep gets 2. Cole knows that if you give Angle the big opening, he'll drive right through. Can't argue with that. Angle goes for the ankle lock, but Cena makes the ropes, so Angle baseball slides him to the floor. Back in, Cena catches him with the neck snap and they slug it out on the apron, where Angle teases the German suplex and Cena reverses to a DDT on the apron. Angle comes in but gets caught with the guillotine leg drop coming in, which gives Cena 2. Angle comes back with the rolling Germans, but Cena drop kicks the knee into the throwback for 2. Blind charge misses and Angle rolls him up for 2. More Germans from Angle gets 2. Angle slugs away in the corner, but Cena goes for a power driver, but Angle keeps dropping down to block. Cena fires off knees to put him down and follows with a corner clothesline, and that allows a power bomb into the corner. That was a 6 spot, and we would see that in later years, and it would be better known as the buckle power bomb or something to that effect. And thankfully, they don't do that as much because, as we've seen with Sting, for example, that can take some years off your career and it can give you a serious neck injury too. So I don't blame them for not doing that as much today. And it's a needless spot to begin with as well. That buckle bomb got a 2 count. Gotta wonder why he never worked that into his regular arsenal. And I think I just explained why. FU gets 2. Another one is counted to the Angle slam. However, and that gets 2. Cena grabs the chain, but it's just a distraction while he uses Angle's medals, and that gets 2. Another tried to FU is reversed into a backslide for 2. Angle slam is reversed to another FU, but Angle reverses to the angle lock for the submission at 18 minutes and 22 seconds. Scott Keith's thoughts here were that time and perspective would have meant Cena goes over, I'm pretty sure, but at the time they went with Angle and Cena didn't end up too hurt by it. Didn't like it as much the second time around, as the good parts were very obviously Angle carrying things, but Cena more than held his own otherwise. He gave the match 3 stars and 3/4. My thoughts, overall, I give this match 3 stars and a half, and I co-sign most of what Scott Keith said, especially Cena not being too hurt by the loss and him holding down his own, even though Angle carried the match for the most part. It's a very good match, and they will have better ones down the road. And on that note, this part of the journey has come to a close. Let me know your thoughts on the build-up and this match. And with that being said, if you like what you heard and you're ready to become part of Team Discipline, go ahead and hit that like button and drop some comments if you feel any content. And last but not least, hit that subscribe button along with the bell so you're notified when I drop new videos. And until next time, my people, take care of yourselves.